Welcome to TNT, baby, the naked truth with Taylor Armstrong, where I'm going to expose everything about my life, and my guests are going to come on, get naked with me, and bear it all. Now, let's get naked. We're back at the naked truth. I'm Taylor Armstrong, and Gemma is always here, our little Gemma, the gem. And today we have a special guest. Our friend Perla is here, and she is helping us plan the launch party for the Naked Truth, which is getting intense.
It is getting so intense. I can't even tell you all the amazing things that are happening, all of the moving parts. And I am so appreciative for you coming on board on this party because it wouldn't be the same without you. I've worked with Perla for, it's been almost 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you were so big in the event planning world for so long.
My other life.
And we were lucky enough to have Perla involved. And you found each other on Facebook?
Oh my gosh, it's the craziest story. So I was obviously looking for somebody. It was Heather DeLoach. It was Heather DeLoach, which she's now Heather Griner. She was the Blind Melon Bee girl. I don't know if you guys remember the girl dressed like a bee.
She was like more famous than Blind Melon, I think.
She was. Like, I think they made a song where they killed her in the song because she was getting so much press.
Yes.
More than the band. But it was her. She was having her baby shower. And I was looking for somebody that wanted to work a deal. And I was with a crazy, great aesthetic. And I was actually just looking on Facebook because the girl that I normally work with wasn't available. And I was like, I need to find somebody new. And she had amazing photos. Like, not like I just started doing balloons. Like, she clearly had a very artistic eye. And I remember thinking when I emailed her, like, oh my God, I hope this girl says yes. I want her to do this party. And so that we worked on that party together.
Yes.
When you did that, did you do a bee theme?
We actually didn't. She actually picked some really cute colors, right?
That was a gorgeous, that baby shower was over the top. We had Esmeralda from Linens by Selena, full draping, chandeliers hanging, gorgeous flowers.
We had a balloon wall.
The balloon wall.
Yes, it was beautiful.
A harpist.
A harpist?
Yes.
Well, I don't have a harpist for the Naked Truth.
Oh my gosh, well, we
grand
might need to
opening
find one.
thing,
I still know
party. I don't think a harp, I think we're like DJ, live music. I'm not sure a harp would fit in with this crowd.
I know, probably, I don't think there's
Naked
any
Truth.
space left for this party.
Have you had people ask you to do things that you just have to say no because it's too over the top?
Well, not necessarily because it's over the top, but I do say no to anything that has to do with like helium release, just because in our industry, it's very important that, you know, they were trying to ban balloons for a while, and they did ban them.
Yeah.
They were banning them. So, you know, as an artist, when we get together in conventions, you know, brands do ask us to not do balloon releases. You know, when people release balloons up in the sky, just to kind of help with, like, you know, it getting stuck in the ocean or animals. So those are things that I do say no to.
I've also heard, and tell me if this is true, that Mylar balloons, if they touch electrical wires, it can cause power problems. Is that accurate? Like when you release them?
I've heard that. Is that a real
that
thing?
true?
I think
They
it's
get
with
tangled
Mylar.
up on the power cords and stuff
But
like that.
is it Mylar because it's like foil? Maybe.
really have
You know, I don't know so much about exactly
interesting.
about
Yeah,
what it costs, but I just do know that it does affect.
it's not good.
How many balloons am I having? I just want to know. It's all about me.
Oh,
the Naked Truth.
How
How many do you envision? Because you're going to line the whole step and repeat.
Yes.
And what's the typical count that you would put in that space?
In that space, I want to say it can be anywhere between 800 to 1,000 balloons.
What?
And they have to all be
800 to
blown
1,000.
up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you see these photos of amazing parties with full balloon art on them, and then you're like, I want that at my party. You're like, somebody has to blow up all those balloons and put them all together. I mean, it's a full-time job.
No, I'm sure there's a machine that does all of that. You're not you're not at home the night before blowing up balloons.
We start
a
day before. We'll start a day before. We'll start setting up. We'll start putting everything in bags, and we'll start loading up. Whether if it's a U-Haul, whatever we need, how many ever we need to bring already. Kind of blown up.
Our party planner, she said, Christina from Ciao Bella, she goes, no, I want real balloons. I want real balloon art. I want them to have their own van full of balloons. Like, that's how you know a professional is when they have their own van that comes up with the balloons in it.
Absolutely.
Yes, we already come with them blown up.
Yeah, they're coming with the balloons.
Yes.
And then I was thinking, are we going to find some lip balloons?
Of
feel like it goes
course.
with the naked truth. We need some lips.
And we're
Yeah, I
doing
love it.
TNT on the balloons as well.
I love
Of course
it.
we are.
Do you have any parties that you've done, like celebrity parties? Because I know you've done a ton of celebrity work before that stands out to you.
I want to say that I've worked with maybe like DJ Musher and his wife, and I think they're the sweetest people. Like they were always like talking to us. They made us feel like we're actually people, not just working out there, but they were very very kind.
Just
I
respectful
really
of all the
like
hard
yeah.
work.
What was
They-
their theme?
So they had a couple themes. They had like a Coachella for their daughter. They had like
Oh,
different.
cute.
And the event planner that I worked there with was the Kay Simmons group, and she's also a very sweet person, and got to work with a lot of her clients. And yeah, so
What does
it's
a
a blessing.
Coachella theme look like?
So they just remake birthday parties. They just remake the whole Coachella festival type of vibe.
That's
Like
the
they
whole
have that
vibe.
rainbow tower and like the
She had like a
what
whole
is it?
little
The carousel.
There you go. She
Not
had-
carousel.
Ferris wheel.
Ferris
Ferris
wheel.
wheel.
Thank
Yes.
you.
That's
They'll
so
bring
cool.
all that, like that
Oh my
type of vibe.
gosh.
I did my daughter's 4th birthday on season 1 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it was a big thing. It was a little controversial in the press because
Just a
it was
little.
a $50,000 birthday party for a 4-year-old. But I feel like now that's nothing in comparison over the years. Now that she's 18, so
No.
14 years ago it was like a big deal. But now, what do you think the most expensive party you've ever thrown is?
I want to say about 20 grand.
20 grand in
Yeah.
balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 grand
Alone.
in balloons. Right?
Not to
So-
mention everything else that goes into it.
Oh my gosh, it's very easy to spend $100,000 on a party. I mean, by the time you go catering, you have a couple hundred people. You do say 10, 15,000 on balloons, then you do another like 6, 7,000 in flowers. I mean,
It adds up.
it's just very easy to do. That's why when you see these photos and people call you, and I'm sure this happens to you all the time, where people call you and they're like, "Oh, I want this," and you're like, "That's great. That's like $9,000," and they're like, "What?"
Right.
Are people
Yes.
always shocked at how much it is?
Yes.
Because it's so labor intensive.
Yes.
But
When I first started, my husband's like, nobody's gonna pay for balloons. And then I started going to school, and then I started going to conventions, and really getting knowledge on, the background of not just a balloon garland, like actually knowing what balloons are made of, like the techniques, and different. On the technical side, he'd be like, people are not gonna want to pay for that, and I'm like, yes, they will. And when I put down on my goal, I wanted to make my first $3,000, and I went out there and made my first 3,000. Then it kept going up, and he's like, I can't believe people are really paying for these balloons.
I can't
Like,
believe
are you
it's happening.
serious?
Oh my gosh.
I know, but when you look at the images, it's not when you think of just balloons, it's strings and a balloon,
Right.
On a balloon. It's so dimensional, and that is the art.
And that's what I tell him. It's art, and it brings I think a party without balloons is not a party. You need balloons.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes, you need balloons. It makes the party just. It goes over the top.
I feel like you absolutely have to have it. It's like a
Yes.
staple that if you don't have it, that people now know that it's missing. Like you have to
Yes.
have at least a little something going on. And also just the art aesthetic of it, and like connecting all the balloons, the small balloons with the medium balloons, with the metallic balloons, and like putting in the layers. And I know like when I first met her, like it's gone through trends, right? So
Yes.
first
Right.
there's like, right? Shit. So
The right and light bucket is gonna get full real
out of
quick around
control.
here.
We're gonna need a bigger bucket.
We're gonna need a bigger bucket.
absolutely.
We're gonna break these habits one way or the other. The right and the light.
I'm getting a little scared actually. I think that just watching those trends like over the last decade and what people expect and expectations, like it was balloon walls, and then it was just
Yes.
the garlands, and then
Yes.
it was okay, we're adding in the helium with the garlands, and now it's adding the metallics, and then they had the whole thing where you're putting fresh flowers in with the balloons. So it's like here's a garland, and then you have all the flowers coming out and ivy and things, and then they started doing the streamers, like all of the different colors of streamers that go behind the balloons. So I don't know, what is the latest trend now?
Right now, I just feel like there's so much going on.
It's whatever the customer wants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now,
Now
there's
you
so
just
many
pick
trends.
it on AI.
They will even bring out like old trends that you're kind of like, oh, that's older. Can we do something newer? But we're always welcoming any trends because I feel like it adds to your portfolio. It adds to getting to learn something new. And I also stay up to date by taking classes and up to all the trends.
Oh,
making
that's
sure
right. You're
that
also
I'm-
an educator, so you
Yes,
teach classes.
I actually do teach classes, yes.
That's amazing. So if you wanted to start the business, you can go to Perla.
Or
Take
even
her
if you're
class
a
and
mom.
she'll show you how to do it.
If you're even a mom that wants to learn how to make your own, because I know budgets are hard. And we have some moms that are like, it's too hard. So I always persuade them to come to my class and maybe they can learn and make them themselves. And that way the budget is a little bit more
That's a
reasonable
smart
for them.
thing too.
I think when we were working the other day with Simply Mia and working on floral arrangements, just watching her work is like putting together the balloons and the way she goes about putting together the flowers. I learned a lot just watching her because I think I love to arrange flowers, but I thought I was good at it until I watched how she did it, and then I thought I've been doing this all wrong. And
You're like,
so I
oh.
need to take a balloon class.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, you
A
guys
balloon
have
class
to
would
come
be
to my
so
class.
fun.
We would love that.
Yeah.
It would be
Oh my
really
gosh.
fun.
Yes.
I don't know, it'd be so scary too. It's so much work. It really is a lot of work. I mean, hats off to everyone in the party industry. I did it for years. It's full blown. I know, like on an event day, I'd hit like 25,000 steps. On an event day.
It's gotta be
Yes.
A lot. And then you've managed to start your business. You went from advertising on Facebook all the way up to being a celebrity balloon stylist. So how did that all come about? And was that your goal in the beginning? Or then how you've transitioned into education? And also you did it while raising kids.
Yes, I have 3.
Yeah,
so
3
I
little
have
kids.
a
Amazing.
9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And in the
It's a
transition,
full-time job.
Yeah.
I've been doing balloons since 2015. It's when I started being educated and learning. And I want to say that it's been a journey because my mom was my rock. My mom was the one that was like, I'll watch the kids you go do, and I would be able to go. She recently passed away like 3 years ago.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I had to kind
remember
of
that.
I
I'm
had
so
to kind of step down a little and like take care of my home because my kids, they're so small. So I needed to take a step back, and that was hard for me because I did lose a lot of clients and stuff like that. So I am back up again, and I'm running again, and just learning that as a parent and as a business owner, there has to be a balance, and sometimes we lose that balance. But even in my classes, I always like to tell the girls that you don't have to go and do the biggest artist balloons. You don't have to have 10 or 20 events in one day, because some girls will have that was me. Sometimes I would have in one weekend, it would be 6 events.
And then
5
you don't
events.
enjoy it the way that you used to, right? When it becomes
pressure.
all business.
No, yes, it becomes harsh on yourself.
It's hard, and nobody talks about that part, especially with raising kids, that some nights you're literally on the floor crying. You're trying to make people happy. You're in a service industry. People are
Yes.
calling you. They want to change things at the last minute. And it's overwhelming when at the same time you're dealing with, say, a client that's melting down, and your kids are over here also melting down, and you're trying to follow through on a job that you've been paid for to do your best work. So it's nobody talks about how hard it is to be a business owner, especially a small service business like that.
Yes.
And as an artist, you must feel even more pressure because it's all about you and your art. And now it's not like
It's a
you're
personal reflection.
It's a total personal reflection. And you had a baby one day after doing a huge event.
Yes.
Oh, that's a crazy story. Yeah,
What? And you're on a ladder and you're pregnant and
Yes,
about to give birth.
the event planner was like, Perla, you should not be here. You sure you don't want to go home?
That's
But
dedication.
Yeah.
yeah, just because I love what I do, and I'm a very perfectionist when it comes to my balloons, and my team knows it, and I'm so grateful to have a team. I have my sisters and other, students that take my classes that I take on with me to learn from me, and I have a great team. So that day, I was like, I'm not leaving. We're gonna finish this all together, and I was on that ladder,
Love that.
and even the client, she came out and she's like, you should be at home. And I'm like, I know, but I
But I
gotta
have
work.
to be here. I
Yeah,
love
I have
this
to.
too.
This is what I love.
Yeah.
I mean, I love what I do.
Yeah.
So the next day, I think that night, I was already in contractions, and I went into the hospital, and yeah.
The same
And
night as
my
the
husband
party.
couldn't believe. He's just like, you are one crazy woman. I said,
Right.
I know.
He's lucky.
So then when your kids have their birthday parties, are they way over expecting on the balloons?
No.
No.
It's like the cobbler, right?
We
Their
don't really
kids in
need
the
these.
shoes.
Yeah.
You get no balloons
you
on your
know
birthday.
what I do for them? I create a small balloon garland in my house, and I put up balloons for them. It's something small, and I always do that when they wake up, so they, or for their birthday, I set something
Something
up for
fun.
them just to make them feel special, but I won't go over the top.
No.
But nothing crazy.
Don't over expect.
What do you feel like? What
Yes.
do you feel about Amazon balloons or Amazon garland packages? Because I've ordered a couple of those, And
So
I feel
the
like
quality,
they're horrendous.
the quality of the balloons. So you gotta remember, we as balloon artists, we use quality. So the balloons that we use are made out of tree sap in Brazil.
Wow.
In Brazil,
Wow.
so
Who makes
they're
these balloons?
cultivated. So you
Are you
have
allowed
the
to
different
say?
brands. They have so the companies out there, they are taking the tree sap and creating that latex. So it's a natural
fascinating.
rubber.
Oh,
It's
like
a
a rubber
natural,
tree.
like yeah, it's a rubber. It's a natural
Yeah.
rubber. So that's what they're made out of. So you have some companies in Italy, they go and harvest, the tree sap, and then they bring it back to their
Factory, and they make latex balloons.
They latex balloons. So a lot of people tell me like, oh, I'm allergic to latex, but well, yeah, there's no chemicals in it's all rubber from a
amazing.
tree. Yes.
That's
So that
fascinating.
is the difference between. Sometimes Amazon balloons are made out of like actual chemical, like latex, and our balloons are made out of tree sap.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
And better for the environment, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah,
actually
so
like,
it does.
biodegradable.
Yeah, biodegradable. There you go.
I love that.
That's the
That seems like
correct
a really
word.
big selling point too, especially with everybody being more conscious of how things are made, what's in them, how it affects you.
Yeah, and that's why I tell my students it's always good to actually take classes and be knowledgeable in that area because that gives your client a relief of like, oh, okay, you know what you're doing. So when you know your materials and you know your stuff, it
I
does
love how
make
it's a whole industry. Like people
Yes,
think
I
it's so
know.
simple. Like, oh, I'm gonna just put up like a balloon garland. You're like, no. To do it right,
yes.
there is a science, and she is the science teacher.
I love it. But when I think of a party, a balloon is one of the first things that comes to mind.
Right?
A cake and a balloon,
Yes.
A cake and a balloon.
right?
There you go.
I like that you hear it, Gemma. It's
Yeah, I'm
good. I
hearing
love
it now.
I know
it's
you're
always
hearing it.
after it comes out of my mouth. But
We're gonna get there. I have a feeling. Shot collars are next.
oh my gosh, she keeps threatening to get shock collars.
I agree. You should.
This is your friend. Your friend agrees we need shot collars.
Oh my
I love it.
gosh,
Oh my
I love
gosh.
it.
Well, I cannot wait to see what this balloon art
Yes.
is going to look like.
What's going
And
to happen?
It's
I mean,
going to
I
be
know
the
it's gonna be
first
fabulous.
impression when people walk in the door.
That's the thing. Like, you have the step and repeat, but it's like the first thing that they see, like, I can't wait to see what she does with it because she does like incredible artistic things that are like,
I saw
Yum.
some of the images, but I'm
Yeah.
excited to see ours.
I know.
And it's just a few
we
days
don't know
away.
till
Yes,
she
you
gets
know.
here.
I know she's gonna. We're gonna do a big reveal.
My team is really excited. Our team is really excited to come in here and do our thing. So we're like,
That's
we
so
can't
cool.
wait. We
We're
cannot wait.
excited too. It's gonna be
Oh my
awesome.
gosh, I love it.
So
We-
we're gonna be doing a huge reveal.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
On
like
the
a whole
entire
episode
party.
we're filming for the before and the after because we have, I think, our party planner with the help of Ciao Bella with Christina, which I'm so glad you guys connected. But with her help, I think they're literally transforming this whole place into a magic touch. So they're getting
I know
like
I'm not gonna be able to resist being here while it's all being put together, but I sort of wish I could just walk in and it all be finished. But it'll never happen because
Oh
I'm
my
gonna have to
gosh.
see it all in motion.
No, I think you're gonna be able to walk in.
Yes.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a
See
big
it right
reveal.
ahead
I'm
and do like
excited.
a big reveal.
And the name of your company is
It's Imagic Touch, but
Imagic touch.
Imagic,
I
but
would say
everybody
I.
pronounces the I, so I'm okay with that. So Imagic Touch. The way I came up with the name, it was supposed to be Imagine Magic. I just wanted people to when they saw my work, I wanted to be like, wow, that's magical. Wow, that's magic.
I
Right.
love
and it
that.
is magical.
So my husband was cooking, and I was like, I was telling him, I'm like, what should I name? I'm like, just something that Imagine Magic, just shorter version. And he's like, well, Imagic. And I'm like, huh? And he's like,
Imagic. So it's like
Imagic.
magic and imagine together.
Yes, together. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, okay. So I wrote it down, and I just went with it. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
But then it transformed into iMagic.
Because everybody says iMagic. So I'm like,
iPhone,
yes, iPod. So
Yes.
that's,
So you were way above trend.
Yes,
That's
you
it.
just didn't know it. You were
So that's what your are you on Instagram too?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so-
we have a website as well that kind of covers everything we do and offer because we also do rentals, flower wall rentals, and just backdrop
her
rentals.
flower walls are, I have to say, that's another thing. And I mean, I'm a stickler for quality. Like her flower walls are the best flower walls in the business. There's like nothing cheesy about it. The petals aren't all
Yes.
coming off. They're like full and thick and beautiful.
And they're 3D, so they come
Yeah.
out. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really pretty
they're
flower
really cool.
Oh my
walls.
gosh. Well, I'm so excited to see what you create for us.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
I know.
Thank you so much for
so
coming
much for
on
being
today.
here and for also
And sharing
the
your stories.
vision and telling us about how it all started. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, and congratulations
Oh,
on
thank
taking
you.
your business from its infancy all the way to like total success
Yeah.
And even though you took a step back, then your mom passed away and things like that, you literally made it like further than like 90% of people who try to become balloon artists. Like, so to take that business and to stick to it every day, even when it's hard, and keep pushing and develop a book of clientele is
Yes,
like
sorry.
really admirable. Like, I just
Oh,
love
I
it. I've loved to watch
appreciate it.
your career progression.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot wait for the launch and also
Me
to
either.
see you in Imagic land.
Imagic.
Right?
Thank you
You're
so
gonna
much,
see me in
Perla. I
motion, and
love
I'm gonna
it.
be out there. When you come in, you're gonna be like, "Yes, Perla, yes,
Yes,
This is
Perla,
the vibe I was going
like
for."
it. It's gonna be some TNT with Perla. That is
TNT, baby.
The
happening.
naked truth
Yeah.
balloons.
That's it. I love it so much. Well, until
Absolutely.
next time, this is The Naked Truth, and we will see you soon.